Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're checking out The Cave by the studio Double Fine, who you probably know for their work on Psychonauts, and is also featuring the work of Ron Gilbert, who you probably remember did Maniac Mansion and the Monkey Island series, as well as worked on Death's Bank. So a serious pedigree in this one. It's an action-adventure puzzle platformer featuring a cast of very eclectic and interesting looking characters, and I really have wanted to try this one out for quite a while. I was quite fortunate to get this gifted by a viewer, and I've just really been psyched to try it, and I've actually had to wait a couple days for it to come out on PC, and I've seen a few of my other YouTuber friends getting it, I guess, either they got the 360 version or some kind of a preview build, a review copy or something or other. So I had to hold off and not watch those so I could do this blind as I usually do. And I'm looking forward to it. So without further ado, let's start it up. There's a little bit of exposition at the beginning. I tried to set the volume balance to match roughly where it should be, sort of like what I tried to do with Thomas's Was Alone. So there are subtitles as well. So if I talk over it, my apologies, but let's start it up.
Welcome. Don't let my sultry and mysterious voice startle you. For hundreds, nay thousands, nay, tens of thousands of years, people have come to me in search of what they desire most. Few find what they are looking for, even fewer ever leave. Welcome to The Cave. That's me, The Cave. Yes, I'm a talking cave. Don't laugh. It makes dating hell. Besides, I have a really interesting story to tell you this evening, so pay attention. It's a story of 7 people and a glimpse into a dark place in each of their hearts. But be careful before you judge. There is a dark place in your heart as well. Someday you will find yourself descending my depths in search of what you desire. And you might not like what you find either. But enough about you. This is about them.
So it's a pretty good setup. I actually wanted to leave that completely as it is when you normally start the game and not really try and talk over it, just because it really does set the stage well for what to expect from this game, and I don't think I could have explained it any better anyway. So we've got this choice of 7 characters to choose from. I had thought in the past that when I had been following this there were more than 7, but maybe I'm mistaken on that. I thought I heard 9 at one point. But not that that matters, although maybe there's, DLC or something had to get cut for release, who knows. Or I just didn't hear that correctly. So one thing that I've always found very interesting in terms of storytelling is whenever there's a group of people with specific, very individual, finely tuned skills, sort of like that old tale, the 5 Chinese brothers, where they each could find a different angle to help each other, and in the end, all went out. And it's sort of like why I like the X-Men a little bit. It's a similar idea. So here we are choosing from this group of very strange characters here. I've actually made up my mind already about who I want to pick. We're going to do the 3 schools of philosophy as far as thinking go. So like the past, present, and future. So we're going to do the monk, the scientist, and the time traveler. And if I move these guys around, it's going to talk about each one of them. Not necessary probably to hear all of them, but I'll just run through them real quickly. So the knight over here on the right, we've got the hillbilly, or the left I should say, the time traveler, the scientist.
I guess we're done.
Yeah, the cave is very impatient with you when you skip through them. The adventurer, the twins, and the monk.
The monk. He seeks his master so he can become the master.
I am very interested in knowing what's up with some of the other characters as well, and I think that's some of the charm, is that you can actually play this through a bunch of different times and get a slightly different outlook on how exactly the game's going to go. I mean, I believe there's totally different puzzles as well as some parts that actually intersect. So you'll want to pick, whatever is tailor-made to your personality the first time, and then maybe when you go through it again, you might want to try something a little outside of your comfort zone. So, how do I actually... So this is as far as I got for the testing. I'm not sure exactly what to do here, so... I'm going to be the monk the first time, I guess. Now what? Guess we're going to look around. Oh, okay. Well, I thought we got to pick 3. Or maybe each character... No. I thought maybe each character pried 1 bar off of this thing. Anyway... Well, let's see what happens. Or you know what it is? Probably I can just keep switching.
The knight, he is...
Yeah, that's what it is. I can keep moving them around
She is here. Okay,
and
next on the
take
list. The
all three of them
scientist.
along.
She is on the cusp of a great discovery for all of humankind.
Alright, so once they pass through
Slow
that
down.
mine shaft thing, then they
The
become
time
a
traveler.
point on our
She is
D-pad,
here to-
and then we can switch back and forth between them. So it's sort of like a choose-your-own shrine or something like that, I guess. And that's going to be our group, I suppose. So the monk's going to carry the crowbar in typical monk fashion. It has a nice art style to it as well. Everything seems pretty well refined. I mean, it's not super polished looking. I mean, it doesn't look super like high resolution or anything like that, but it has a nice sense of balance in terms of a sort of cartoony aesthetic that I think works nicely and sets a little bit of wonderment
the
up.
time traveler. She
Is it really
here
gonna
to
introduce
right
them
a
for the whole
wrong
time?
A million years in the making. Fortunately for her, yesterday is a new day.
She makes quite a sound when you walk around with her. So I'm not sure how these three are going to interact with each other exactly. Maybe just once we get to more specialized parts of wherever it is we're going, we'll encounter situations that they can really shine. There's a no three-person sign up there. Makes me think of Little Big Planet a little bit. As soon as she gets up to speed, it makes a loud humming sound. So I just sort of intuitively knew to grab that with X. It didn't actually tell me to, but that's okay. Good thrust on those boots if it can actually pull this box. Now, let's see. I haven't checked, like, jumping heights and stuff, so the... Okay, so we can make it up, and how about the monk? Is the monk gonna carry this crowbar? Oh, no, he's done with that. Uh-oh.
You break it, you buy it. Just saying. I don't think that bridge has been careful. If that bridge breaks, there might be no way back up.
I think I got...
And by if, I mean
Yeah.
when that bridge breaks. Who am I kidding?
It's not gonna break until I get 3 people on there. Oh, man. Kind of an interesting set. Look at the scientist, doesn't even really care. Might be a little bit of a stretch, but I think some of the same character that went into making the characters so interesting in Team Fortress 2, or I should say the classes, that sort of same feeling seems like it pervades through a little bit of this. This is the cave gift shop. This guy doesn't seem too happy. What's going on?
I hope you're not here to visit the cave, because we're closed. The gruesome and horrific accident has occurred, and there's no way we can open. No way. I shudder to even describe to you what has transpired. For the nightmares will forever haunt your every thought. Well,
Sounds pretty bad.
You insist. When I came in, we had no trinkets to sell in the gift shop.
Well, it's not nearly as bad as I figured.
No. There is a way I could reopen, allowing you fine adventurers
Good
to
animation on the
partake
face,
in
too.
a unique experience that only the cave has to offer. I just need 3 small trinkets
3.
to sell. Just 3. Let me say that number again. 3. Take this giant novelty-sized key. It's cute, isn't it? Open the employee's back entrance. I'm sure you'll find some treasures worthy of the cave's gift shop. Haste makes waste is a stupid saying. Still, get cracking.
Great. Alright, we got a key. Let's see what's going on. Monk seems pretty eager to do this stuff, so I'm going to let him take the lead right now.
He is a funny little man, isn't he? I should probably fire him. I think he's dipping into the till.
I have to wonder, though, is it really going to be that every single place we go, well, at least at the beginning, we're going to have to walk each of the 3 characters through individually? I guess it's not going to be very long before they split off or something like that. Controls are super simple, by the way. If you were wondering, it's really just jump and, I guess, X to move stuff around. I'm assuming we're going to get perhaps more to deal with other than that, though, at some point. Pretty details. I like the little mushrooms and the particles in the air. Everything looks nice. Oh, okay, they run up behind you. That's good. Scientist is very meticulous and careful when she's going down. I'm wondering, like, if their animations... similar animation for her as well. Yeah, okay, they're not terribly different. And thankfully they don't occupy space, so you're not going to get stuck if you try to walk through them. Broken old well. Nothing really to do with that right now, I guess. Lever. Okay, I guess we gotta hook something on the other side for ballast or something. Hot dog machine. I've never seen a hot dog machine before. No, he's not into it. He'd rather pray about it. Hey, look, another crowbar. Labeled another crowbar. Love it. I don't think there's much I can do with that. Perhaps the broken old well. And the climbing is super simple, too. It's really just grab a ledge and then press X to lift yourself up. You might also be able to just press jump. Or actually, I think he just lifts himself up. Can I hook it in place, or can I hold it in place while one of the other characters moves through? Or maybe we all need to jump on this lever at the same time. That actually would probably make a little more sense. Not into that, really? I mean, clearly these characters have to have some special abilities or this would be a little ridiculous, right? Can the time traveler... Oh. Okay, left trigger just did that. I wasn't aware. Okay, and then Y lets me phase through things. Okay, that's pretty useful, actually. I could probably use that right now. Not over the spikes, hopefully. Brilliant. So I read that any combination of the three characters will be able to solve all the puzzles, which I imagine is an absolute nightmare for game design. But if they were able to pull it off, then props to them. That's pretty impressive. Okay, so Y is actually your special, and I should have probably known that already. And I'm not sure exactly what the scientist and the monk do as far as their special, and I only just found out about the time traveler. Although I had an idea. Oh, he's going to be good at bells. Uh-oh. Is that a basilisk? That guy looks like trouble. Oh, okay, the left trigger seems to be like a warp back to your group button. Well, the basilisk was nice enough to open up that entryway for us. So I mistook that for a special move, but in reality it was just standard operating procedure for all of them. Alright, so I'm using my monk ability to do something now. I'm not sure what, but it's clearly labeled on that sign. Did I, like, charge something with that? Oh. Pulled off the rusty crank. I guess I can have him carry that back. Ow. Probably don't want to touch that.
There's no dying in the cave.
Oh.
At least not this soon. So much left for them to learn.
I like the approach here that we're doing this sort of like a philosophical trial. That we're teaching these characters, which is inevitably going to reveal quite a bit about them. Levers and such. What did I get? Bunch of bones? Alright, well clearly we're going to be able to grab that for whatever reason. Oh, I think she can interface with this fuse box, because science and all. Alright, cool, I got this, some sort of power source, I guess. She seems pretty happy about it. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that exactly yet, but let's move around and see what we can figure out. And let's take our time traveler also, and I was tempted to use this as my main conveyance method, but that seems like a poor idea. Ah!
No, the truth is, I can't let anyone die in here because of what it would do to my insurance rates.
That seems fair. Oh, the basilisk.
I think you're just
Okay.
dying for fun now.
I like how the cave is talking to me like I'm not responsible for anything that's going on. It's kind of an interesting framing mechanic. I like it. And obviously there's going to be quite a bit of humor in this, as well as perhaps a few profound implications which may jump out at the last moment. Who knows? Alright, so put that crank back, and then we can use it. Oh, wow. That's very exciting. This infinity sign here makes me wonder if the time traveler needs to be involved. I'm thinking perhaps yes. Let's give it a shot. Hopefully these puzzles won't be particularly trial and error. But even if they are, I mean, just the way that it's set up, you know, I've seen worse. Hey, a bucket. Why do I want that? I don't know yet. I can't really do much with this. Okay. It has me thinking, like, what other characters are there that might be able to use an infinity sign for something? And it looked like a clock around it, so I figured perhaps, just maybe. How do I get this basilisk thing onto that? Teleport!
Like I said, there's no dying in the cave.
No, I get the point. You don't have to keep telling me every single time. I understand. Scientist, what can we do with you? Got a fuse. And he's got a bucket. Wait, where'd the bucket go? Did I drop it? Oh. Behold the future. Zoom out. Okay. I guess that's either a checkpoint or just some sort of bonus material. I don't know. This all will become much more obvious as we proceed further into the game and have a few things to, you know, weigh stuff against. So I don't know, the bucket is gone, I guess. The real challenge there seemed to be more about what you were going to do to get to that concept art, I suppose. Seems like a good idea to perhaps wedge this crowbar right in there, right? Yeah.
Like I said,
no, I don't know why I did that.
In the cave.
You know, I just took the fuse out. Why would I really want to put it back? She can't even do it.
Apparently, I'm the only one down here who doesn't want anyone to die.
Clearly wants him to do something. Oh, I thought I did that before. It didn't seem to do anything. Alright, so those are active. That's nice, I guess. Not super excited about concept art at this point, because we're still sort of figuring out exactly what we're even doing. I do sort of like that the game doesn't really spend a lot of time tutorializing, but at the same time I also feel a little bit lost already. Just not really sure what I can even do, like what are my options. I mean, I've got this fuse. What am I going to do with it other than use it right there? There's not really anywhere else electrical going on. Can I use it somehow to electrify the basilisk? And toss it over here somehow? I don't think so.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't laughing at them. I just remembered something funny.
Hopefully there's many, many hundreds of different call-outs when you die, otherwise that's going to get old. So clearly it's the water that's dripping on this is causing a problem. And now that it's not dripping on it, I would think that we should be able to do something about it. What can you do? Oh, he put the bucket on top so that... Oh, that's dumb. I didn't even remember that she had it. Alright, cool. So let's take the scientist again, grab the fuse. Now hopefully we can put it back in. Not sure exactly still how that solves the problem, because we still are just picking up bones. I guess we need someone to go down there and get it all riled up, maybe, and then transport up to the top. Use the bell. Can we use the bell multiple times? We can. Okay, good. Scientist, pull the lever, grab the basilisk, mess up its day. Didn't work. Thought I had it that time. Get over here. Doesn't seem to be particularly upset. Really? It doesn't want to... I really thought we were onto something there. Oh, don't do that. I just wanted to be right where I was. And all he wants to do is shoot fire at everything. So that's not going to help us out very much. I mean, clearly I'm thinking you're supposed to get this thing up on this chain and then drop it on the spikes, right? Where else could we really go with that idea? I want to see what happens when I pull this and then go down to the... No. I don't know, I thought maybe I could like ride it up or something. Well, I guess I'll do a little bit of experimenting, and I'll cut back once I figure out what the solution is. I don't want to spoil too many puzzles, but at the same time, we're only right at the beginning of the game, so I will see you after the break. Alright, I think this is a pretty simple solution that I was actually quite overthinking. I remember earlier I found that stupid hot dog vendor. Yeah, that actually had a fuse box. I just forgot that was there, and somehow I got confused, and maybe somehow I'm supposed to use a hot dog to lure the thing out and then grapple it or something like that. There we go. So I think I was thinking too hard or something. Okay. No, I think we just want maybe a hot dog is fine. Maybe I should get another person over. Not sure I really need this crowbar right now, maybe later. And I think I was actually also overthinking what the time traveler could do as far as its effect. All it can do is just pass through things. There's actually a really kind of helpful how to play with just a couple little screens worth of stuff, and it actually says everything that you need to know really right here. So Knight has invincibility, Hillbilly holds breath, Scientist has hacking, Adventurer grapples, Twins are ghost, Monk telekinesis, and Time Traveler can phase through. And that's like the whole game right there in a nutshell. So that's pretty useful. Grab the hot dog. Things are looking up. Then we're going to also have to use the Scientist. Oh, crap. Didn't mean to fall. Do I keep my hot dog? I do. Good to know. Then we got to bring the fuse back. Use it on the grappling thing. Lure the basilisk with the hot dog, grapple it, and then my plan can finally come together, I believe. And the controls feel pretty good, by the way. Like, the general moving around, jumping mechanic feels fine. It doesn't feel especially floaty or slippery or anything like that. Doesn't feel, you know, super, super, ultra, mega crazy tight either, but it feels fine. It's acceptable. So I believe we're supposed to put this hot dog right on this stick there. There we go. Now we can ring the bell, switch up as our Scientist, switch her, get on the lever. Yeah, gotcha. And that will hopefully keep it right there for now. I was thinking of dropping it, but, you know, I guess we don't have to go that far. Eventually I'll realize that the person who's in the furthest ahead can probably just lead. And the others will follow, hopefully. Are you? There you are. Not sure what it takes exactly to toggle them to follow you, but I guess we'll find out. And that would be another of our theoretical research. This is a cave painting, which is going to give us a little bit of insight into the character's background and what it is that they did that was so bad, because remember, the cave told us they all did something bad, and we're going to find out something about ourselves as well. And I apologize if the frame rate's getting slightly choppy. That's all due to recording. It's actually very smooth other than that. Some games just do better with fraps than others, and it started out okay, but, you know, some areas may be more taxing than others too. So we've got an interesting spot right here where a bunch of looks like landmarks have shown up. It looks like the Titanic and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, who are both just hanging out with a UFO and it looks like the space capsule. So, a very interesting group of objects. So what am I going to do over here? This looks like quite a gap that I'm not sure I can clear. Can I get down? Oh, we can jump in the water here. Okay. So I guess this is going to be like some sort of Bermuda Triangle's worth of strange stuff going on here. This cave's in total command. Parts of this are also reminding me a little bit of Shadow Complex, although I'm not sure how actually applicable that is. A very different style of game. I don't think we're going to really need a map here, although I do want to check out, maybe there's a secret or something over here. We know there are collectibles, or cave paintings rather, so I want to look around. Lovely water effect underwater. Everything has a really nice gloss to it, a nice sheen. And glowing mushrooms are never a bad thing. Phosphorescence in caves is like always pretty much my favorite thing ever. Can I phase through that? No, solid. Okay, so only things with grading. Sort of like what Alucard could go through if he was mist, I guess is her way of discerning that. So we've got explosives, box of dynamite. I can take some dynamite, and there's also a torch up at the top, which I'm sure you've noticed. It wasn't allowing me to pick it up for whatever reason, though. Can I just light it? Well, let's get the monk out of the way first, because he's going to be very upset if an explosion's going off right over him. Drop it. Get out of there. Alright, that worked pretty well. I would be more leery about, setting off TNT explosions underground, but then again, the cave does not allow us to physically die, so I guess it's a little bit less nerve-wracking for that. I believe this might be a shout-out to Brutal Legend. If it is, I don't know, that could be a little sad. Cursed Guitar. If you didn't know, the same developer also made Brutal Legend. Not exactly a fan favorite by some accounts. I personally didn't really like it all that much, but I know a few people who did get into it. I found it a little just strange. Like, that game was really marketed like it was going to be Devil May Cry or something with crazy over-the-top Jack Blackness, and then it turns out it was actually more like an RTS. So, just confusing marketing more than anything. Had I known that, I would have, I don't know, had a different outlook on it anyway. So, let's go through here. I guess there's a couple of ways to do this. I assume we can hack this console. There we go, so that'll stay open now. Scientists and hacking feel like slightly different things, but I guess you gotta come up with some way she can directly apply her knowledge. And what's down here again? Oh, this is a cave. This would be a way through for the hillbilly if you brought him along, since there's water. Again, sounds like a game design nightmare, but absolutely huge props to them for figuring out a way to make this work. And I think that's really, in some ways, why I'm so interested in this game, is just to see how they did that. I feel like I could learn a lot from this kind of a game design situation. So we've got an elevator call button, the cursed guitar, and then up here we've got like a crystal skull, jeweled skull. Should have gone for crystal skull. I think that would have made more sense, but that's okay. Maybe we can use this for something. I don't know. Let's see if we can pick it up. I don't know. Maybe I should try swimming through this just to get... Oh, okay. It's not particularly deep. Okay, and there's a third object, so we're going to need to get everybody holding something. That's a Thespianship Award. Interesting thing to have, I suppose. So who's not holding an object? The monk is not. So we'll send him down. So, I hate to do it, but I feel like maybe we should actually wrap up the episode at this point just before I get stuck on the next puzzle, because you guys aren't going to want to watch me jerk around, look for stuff for too long. I know I could just do another cut like I did before, but still, I also don't want to spoil the sense of, wonder at figuring this stuff out for yourselves anyway. And I really just wanted to give you an introduction of why this game seems so interesting, why I think it looks quite great. I think some of the critical reception of what's been seen so far has been a little bit lower than I would have expected. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of room for different opinions in the media outlets, so that's to be expected. So I don't really put much stock into that. It is what you make of it, and unless this game turns out to be just really boring or the puzzles are too obtuse or something, I think this is going to be pretty fun. And I look forward to spending a lot of time with it personally, and I'm glad to just finally be able to actually try it out and see what it's really about, instead of just what I imagine it's about in my head, because that's the eternal battle. You know, when you hear about a game, you immediately start forming preconceptions and coming up with ideas of what you think it's about, and then when it finally drops, it's usually a little different. At least a little different, if not completely different. So, now we've got all these random objects. I'm not sure what we're going to do with them. I will figure that out off camera, though. You'll give them all to this basilisk. So that's been The Cave by Double Fine. I think you should check it out. I think it's definitely worth a look. It's going to be $15 on Steam. It is also out on Xbox Live Arcade and PSN as well. So if that is your cup of tea, then maybe that's something you might want to check. So there's our telekinesis power, by the way, if you're wondering. Can only use it on certain objects, apparently, though, so that could make things also a little interesting. So thank you, as always, for watching, and also, as always, remember to head on over to the website, which is www.indie-impressions.com. Check out all the videos, old and new. I've got them all sorted by genre, tagged by all sorts of different things. You can actually check them out by distribution method, you know, Steam, Desera, Greenlight, see what's new on those fronts. And, of course, we've got some forums over there as well, so if you want to go say hi, make some friends, possibly, meet some like-minded indie fans like yourself, that would be a good place to do it. And of course, also head on over to the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/indieimpressions. Leave a like on that if you choose. Then you'll get every day's new video delivered right into your Facebook stream. Makes it nice and convenient for you so you don't have to come looking for them. I also do occasional news updates and contests through there as well, so it definitely doesn't hurt to do it. Should be nice and convenient anyway. And if you need to get in contact with me, or you're an indie dev and just want to send me a copy of your game for a possible video, at RockLeeSmile on Twitter is the quickest way to reach me. I also have a contact form on the website, and take PMs via YouTube, Reddit, or Twitter. So that will pretty much do it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching and for your continued support. I really, really appreciate it. And please do come back again tomorrow for another episode of Indie Impressions. And have a lovely night, guys. Take care now.